Hey neighbors, Jeremy here again from the neighborhood. I just want to thank you for your willingness to be a helper and a guide in the Table Project. Your role is essential as a bridge builder between the at-risk, the in need, and the displaced citizens in our community, connecting them to the agencies, the programs, and the resources to help engage and promote the authentic growth and the opportunities that exist. This program's intention is moving people beyond the day-to-day stabilizing resources here at the neighborhood and make sure our guests hear about, learn about, and move towards the development, the growth, and training. We believe that the best opportunity to share that information between a volunteer and a guest is actually through encouraging conversations over a meal provided by the Ashland Community Kitchen. So we believe in the power of positive influence through caring and supportive relationships and mentorships. So this video wants to give you the tools to have the conversations that lead our guests into the optimal resources for their needs. So today we're going to address a significant need, housing. So this topic, the topic of housing, it's a foundational starting point for the Table Project. We know that your conversations, many of them are going to involve housing. Where are you living? Where are you sleeping? Is it secure? Is it stable? Is it predictable? So today we're going to learn from two experts so we can address the needs of housing, how we can connect people to the agencies and the programs that are offered. We're going to speak with Mike Maynard, who's Executive Director of Hillcrest Bruce Mission, and Lynn Childers, here our Director from CARES. They work together, they collaborate, and so here come the tools that you need to know that you can have conversations about with the client. So check it out. Well, hey gang, I'm here with Mike Maynard and Lynn Childers from CARES and Hillcrest Bruce, and we're going to continue this conversation about housing. We are just, again, so appreciative for you to be volunteers in the Table Project, and we really believe that the conversations that you're going to have with the clients over meals is going to help guide them and give them connections to the resources, to the programs, to the agencies that are on the front line with housing. So Mike, let me ask you the first question here. You're involved in this in so many levels. Why do you think it's so difficult for people, for clients to find stable housing in our area?
Yeah, and that's and folks have noticed that in the area, that there are folks struggling with housing. And and it's real easy to think about in your situation how, well, I've got housing, and all these other people got housing, so why can't they get housing? And so one of the things that we look at the mission is that it's really never about the what part of it. It's about the why. And why someone can't afford housing, there could be a lot of different reasons. And we're blessed. We have housing assistance through HUD vouchers through the city. We also have Section 8 apartments where that you can get assistance with paying your rent. But even that sometimes isn't enough because not everybody qualifies for those assistance programs. And that's a huge struggle for folks. So if you don't qualify for those assistance programs, it can be very difficult to afford those monthly rent and utilities. And so a lot of times people don't have maybe the skills or education or training to take advantage of some of the jobs that pay a living wage or that pay a level that you can afford to pay all of that rent on your own. Right. And so a lot of times we want to jump right into helping people find housing if they lack housing. And really, a lot of times we may need to kind of step back a little bit and help them gain the skills and education and training so that they are more employable, so that they will make more money and afford housing. Sometimes it can be maybe some of the past law violations they've had a very long time ago that really aren't them anymore. It could still be holding them back from qualifying for assisted housing. And a lot of times we can help people get expungements of their record so that they can qualify. So sometimes it could be that. And then you're going to run into some folks who have some mental health issues, maybe even some substance use issues that's untreated. And they may not know where to go or how to access that, or they just may be fearful. Mm-hmm. And so having a friend, having someone that they've built a relationship with, a lot of times can convince them, or they will trust the information that you give them to seek that help. And so a lot of times it's not about the housing itself, it's about that path to housing and what can we do to help reduce the barriers that are keeping them from getting housing.
That's good. So Lynn, CARES is only feet away from the Ashland Community Kitchen, and I think so many of our people, they're eating meals but not walking through the doors later. They're not making that connection, and that's one of our hopes is with you guys as these helpers, as these volunteers with the Table Project. Can you help them get connected to CARES? And I think one of the best questions, tools in the toolbox, give me some of the programs that CARES offers to help make these connections, the resources that our clients really need.
Okay. Well, yeah, and then that's it. I think one of the barriers that people is well, they want so much information.
Sure.
Well, we do need ID. We do need a social security card. Here's the thing. We help you.
Right.
We help you get a birth certificate. We help you get an ID. We can help you with emergency food. We can help. We help you fill out housing applications. We can help you fill out job applications. We have an employment specialist who can connect you if it's employment or education. Do you need a certification? Do you have a certification? You need a license. We can help you get that. We can connect you to the agencies or the services that already provide those things. Do you need a GED? Okay, well, we don't offer that class here, but hell, Hillcrest Bruce does. Here's their schedule, those kinds of things. We can connect the people to that information.
And we're actually about to do that. We're going to have the GD program here once a week in the near future, which will be great. For housing, though, you guys still connecting to HUD?
Yes, we can help them complete, like I said, the housing applications. And again, it's getting that information that they need for those applications, birth certificates, IDs. Sometimes it's marriage records, sometimes it's divorce records, because if you've been married or divorced, those are things that have to come in. If people don't think about those things.
That's a good point.
But yes, our case managers can help them fill out those applications.
That's
and
good.
we actually have, we can help them for income needed to be able to continue with housing. We have a SOAR trained case manager. So basically, most people don't know what that is. I can't give you the actual what the acronym means, but basically she's trained on how to answer questions for the Social Security application.
Nice.
And so that it will help speed up that process.
That's good.
Yeah.
So when we're thinking about, everyone's going to have a different story. Every person that we encounter over every meal, they're going to have their own reasons, their own stories, why they are where they are in life. We're all three, we understand that relationships are going to be the keys to unlock a lot of these doors. Mike, what do you think would be some key tips or just some pointers that you would give while we're talking to these clients, people in need? What are some easy ways to make some connections, you think?
Yeah, a lot of times we see folks when they come in, a lot of times folks that are in poverty or having other issues, they tend to isolate and they don't have a whole lot of friends. And so having someone that will sit and listen. Sometimes it's not the advice that they need. They want to tell their story. They want to be heard, because being heard means you're important.
That's good. Yep.
And being heard means that you exist. And so a lot of times, the greatest thing that we can do is just sit and listen to them. Because when you do the active listening and you're paying attention to somebody, it really transmits that you care.
That's right. And
until they believe you care about them, a lot of these details of why they may be in the situation they're in, it could be embarrassing. And they're not going to share that with a stranger or even an acquaintance if they don't believe you really care about
That's true.
them. And so a lot of times with us, before we get to the meat of the help part of it, we may spend months just listening to someone and learning their story and engaging with them. And you'll find that they're just regular people.
Yeah.
And you will have so much in common with them, more than you ever know, because they're really not any different at all. They're just in a different situation.
That foundation, that relationship, is way more important than information we're going to give them.
Right.
But it's also essential that that we build that. I mean, it's just that, they don't know, they don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. It's literally true.
Yeah.
Well, Lynn, let me ask you this: advice for our volunteers to help connect them to CARES. Encouragement of how can more volunteers get involved in being a good spokesperson for CARES?
I welcome anyone into the building, into
Yeah.
our office. They can come see what we do, learn what we do, learn the process, because there's certain information that is needed.
Sure.
But I encourage anyone to come by. I mean,
Yeah.
we're open anytime. Open for walk-ins anytime. That's my thing. Is
Yeah, and
just come in and see us, talk to us,
Yeah.
meet us, ask us the same questions that those people might have. If you don't know
Yeah.
our services, come in and learn our services.
Yep. We really
Yeah.
believe at the neighborhood, CARES is our first stop. It is the hub of connections inside and inside our building and outside in our community as well. And so it is so important that we don't miss the opportunity
Right.
to make this connection to the people. Again, I just have this fear that so many people are eating and leaving, or they're eating and then going outside hanging out till they eat again, where there's so many answers in these services provided that we can actually move them in healthy ways along the path. But CARES is always first stop, and as it should be, to their connections as well. So anything else you guys want to add? Again, I'm thankful that people are even watching and learning and have the heart to connect. Anything else you want to add from CARES?
Just one thing with the volunteers that are coming in is, like Mike said, it's that rapport building, it's that
yeah.
relationship building. You're not going to meet somebody and they're going to one or two might just spill everything because
Sure.
it's weighing on them. They
Yeah.
never talk to anybody. But for the most part, it's going to take a multiple interactions with
Yep.
the same person in order to actually get them to open up. And we were focusing on housing here, and a lot of times, like Mike said, it's not the housing where you start. It's you've got to look at their story and what are the barriers to that, and then you break those barriers down.
And with your caseworkers, they have a pretty good path, right?
Yes.
So that's really important too. Let's get our people connected to these caseworkers who in the long term, maybe they do find housing, but there's also some metrics, some measurables. Hey, how are you doing with this? And do you have all your information? Do you have all your cards? Do you need? Well, how about, do you have insurance? Do you have Medicaid? And the caseworkers are the ones that follow up. They're the ones that ask the questions. And again, that caseworker is another relationship.
Yeah.
I'm probably 4 or 5 stupid decisions away to wrecking my life, like a domino. If I piled them up in a row, I could make a mess of myself and my family easy. But on the other side of the coin, I think anyone who's here is probably 4 or 5 relationships away from ultimate success, because people will love them and hold, give some accountability and some influence, and that's where you come in. Here's the resources, and so again, it's our honor and it's our mission and our passion to make sure we're connecting the people in need to the resources available. So thank you. Thank you for that, Mike. Thank you for being here. Incredible board member, leader of the community. If you don't know this guy, you're missing out. I don't know how they don't know you, though. I mean,
I think everybody knows Mike.
Yeah, and that's a blessing if you do. But guys, again, thank you for being a part of the TableProject. We're going to connect you to the other agencies and the programs here at the neighborhood in time. But this is our starting block. This is where the most important right now to start here is CARES for that connection. And we'll bring you the next video soon. We're going to talk to Pathways and about their services that involve the mental, the emotional, the addiction, the abuse programs that they have. That's going to be our next video. So guys, we'll see you soon with that. So thanks again. Have a great day.